Silverstone weekend seems to be a real spark about you in your eyes, the way you raced after the race as well. Looked like you really enjoyed the weekend. How positive is the vibe within you and the team right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good weekend for us, for me, for us. I mean, we would have liked to obviously score points with both cars, our home race, but I think we did well from where we came from on the grid. And for me in particular, with the experience I had on Sunday, so yeah, nothing was wrong with that weekend, and we'll see what we get here.
How important are the next few weekends going to be for you, given the upgrade package that's arrived, in terms of understanding it, fine-tuning it, and determining the direction of the rest of the season?
The direction of the season?
Yeah.
Important. I mean, I think we did a step forward. I think there were still some things that we need to correct and fine-tune, which probably, hard to say now how big the impact will be, but they will probably help us to be more competitive. But we know ultimately we're not quick enough. We are lacking downforce compared to people in front, and it's hard to overcome that with one set of parts. Other people are not sleeping either, so it will very much depend on what the next step brings to the car, because then we will see where we are till the end of the year, and then at some point it's a compromise between this year and next year. Money is, I don't want to say tight, but in terms of how much you would like to spend to develop the car, you need to be a bit more strategic than the last years.
McLaren have already said no big upgrades for them for the remainder of the season. For Aston,
so there you go, they spend the money on next year.
So the consideration, is there a feeling with the team to already switch, or are you focused?
Well, I think every team is looking into that. It's not a secret. I think there's a lot of stuff we've seen, a lot of stuff that everybody has learned. So, you try and take that into next year, and based on that, it costs you more money or less. I mean, I don't know if Red Bull is going to change a lot on their car. Maybe not, because their car is by far or by a little bit the best. So maybe they don't have that much to change, whereas obviously we are further back. You could argue there's more potential to change, which also costs money. So we will see. I think it will be interesting. But yeah, I think you will not see huge packages arrive every race like it was in the past.
Once again, another race that starts difficultly. You have to box. You fall to the back of the field, just like your first win. Come through, always there, head down, fighting. How much did you enjoy Silverstone? Because it was great to see.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, after lap one, the incident with Charles, damaging my front wing, damaging his front wing, but somehow he managed to survive without it, and it still was pretty fast, obviously, because that was just the end plate, so it didn't affect the flaps. So yeah, after lap one, it looked everything as it was lost, after that, and I mean, just going forwards, we gotta definitely put everything together, but at the end it was great to recover, and had that opportunity at the end. I was hoping to get onto the podium, but then getting by Lewis, getting by Charles, and it was a great fight as well. Even I got excited. Normally, looking the races back home, I don't get bothered. I don't really watch them, but this one I played it a couple of times. Those 3-4 laps with Charles and Lewis, and when Lewis was fighting Charles, it was great entertainment, and the fans enjoyed it a lot.
It was great entertainment. The fans did it and enjoy it a lot. But to the letter of what we've been told is allowed, you went over the white line at club, Charles went over the white line on the outside at club. Now, we all loved it, and it was all allowed to continue, which is great. Has that meant, though, that there's some confusion now over what is and isn't allowed in terms of racing? Because to the letter it wasn't allowed,
yeah.
but it was great racing.
I think everything was to the when Charles went over it, when I went over it, when Lewis went over it, it was always fine. I think in regards to what we were allowed to do with the amount of margin we gave each other. How we went racing, how there was always good space for everyone to go through, and I felt like it was good and fair racing.
Yeah. Should that be the definition then of let them race?
I think it's a great example of how drivers should behave in a fight. I think it was really on the limit, but when Charles really squeezed me into turn 15, for example, it was at the limit, but enough space, and when I squeezed Lewis back into 3, it was at the limit, but enough space, and I got a squeeze into 16, run over. So it was great fighting, and but always very respectful, I felt.
Final one, sorry. Obviously, Red Bull Ring, home Grand Prix for your team. It's a track that the team always goes well at. How much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward massively. You know, it's a very important weekend for us. We have our boss here, so it will be really, really special to give him the win this weekend.